Oh, you caught me. You caught me working on some things. You know how I'm always talking about the regulators and how they're going to come and destroy everything that Bitcoin stands for? I mean, they couldn't do it in a direct way because of how Bitcoin's structured from peer to peer. They have to go at each individual person, but they don't really have the manpower to do that from government to government. And even some of those government officials actually have like own some sort of cryptocurrency. So if you want to really go after yourselves, would you? Of course they would. No, they wouldn't. They're gonna keep what they have and just call it fair and just. And then you, as an individual, you're not pardoned at all. But they're gonna always putting together something with this. What Nate thought, it's gonna happen. It's gonna, it's gonna happen with that sound clip. I swear it is. One of these days. One of these days. So let's get to the article about the regulators. And I read this article. I got into it. And I was like, you know what? They're just talking about Bitcoin stuff, but it gets some hard hitting regulators stuff in there. You just this week in coins, Bitcoin. This is a little bit late, September. So it's like 2 days old, but it's still relevant. Okay, I'm getting to it. Bitcoin, Ethereum rebounds, lunar moons. The new British government sounds bullish on crypto while discussions in Washington about regulation are intensifying. They're about to regulate. For the first time in many weeks, amid a chilly crypto winter, Bitcoin and Ethereum have had a great week. After dipping below $19,000 at the start of the week, Bitcoin then enjoyed a steady 7.3% recovery over the last 7 days and trades for $21,236 USD at the time of writing, according to CoinMarketCap. Ethereum, the second largest cryptocurrency by market cap, rallied harder just days before the Ethereum merge event to proof of stake. It shot up 10.9% over the week and is currently worth $1,726 USD. Several so-called Ethereum killers, aka layer 1 blockchains, with high functionality smart contracts, enjoyed notable rallies too. Cardano, ADA, blew up 9.4% to hit 50 cents. Solana grew 11.4% and trades for $35. Avalanche, AVX, rose 8% to 20.35%, and Near Protocol surged 13% to $4.71. Notice they didn't put in. Notice that they didn't insert EOS or Lisk into here at all. Just saying. Whose pockets are they in? Cosmo Atom balloons 30% point to $15.96. Cosmo is structurally different to Ethereum in that its network of many stock blockchains, smaller blockchains, also offers high functionality smart contracts. But undoubtedly the biggest mover in the top 70 cryptocurrencies this week was Luna, which is up 212% on the week. Yes, that Luna. The ecosystem that collapsed spectacularly in May and went basically to zero. But Luna is in a new coin, formed the rooted blockchain, while the original Luna is now rebranded Luna Classic, which also rose 80% this week. Was it a dead cat bounce, or is Terra coming back? I can answer that right now. Generally, in every Bitcoin cool off going into the winter, there are large bounces back up, then back down, but it doesn't just go down all at once like Bitcoin fell from 60 grand to 20 grand, but we all know that that was extra fluff, that extra 40 grand. But generally, there's a bounce. Well, it did bounce at 30 grand. So there's a bounce. That was the hard bounce at 30 grand. And then it sold like 20 grand. And I guess the back holders are just waiting at 20 grand for it to possibly go back up, which it will eventually. But you're going to have to wait another 4 years for that. Continuing on. Despite the market rebound, crypto businesses are still feeling the effects of the ongoing crypto winter. On Monday, the owner of Brazilian exchange Mercado Bitcoin, 2TM Group, announced a second round of layoffs, cutting 15% of their current workforce. Back in June, the company released 12% of its 750 employees, or about 90 workers, signing changes in the global financial landscape. That same day, pulling a Beijing-based mining pool that accounts for 10% of the blockchain network's hash rate, aka computing power per second, announced it was freezing ETC and BTC balances payouts due to liquidity issues. Also on Monday, the bankruptcy court handling insolvent crypto broker Forge Digital approved a proposal to return to $270 million USD to affected customers. A court filing the next day confirmed that Voyage will auction its remaining assets next week. Various entities have made proposals, and a hearing will be held on September 29 to approve the results. The 22 potentially interested parties haven't been identified, but Sam Bankman-Fried exchange FTX previously made an offer publicly. This was dismissed as a lowball bid by Voyager's lawyers. On Wednesday, the U.S. bankruptcy court filing revealed that Vermont State officially has asked for broader powers to investigate Celsius, alleging the assaulted cryptocurrency exchange had artificially inflated the price of CEL token at the expense of retail investors for the last 3 years. By increasing its net position, the CEL, by hundreds of millions of dollars, Celsius increased and propped up the market of CEL, thereby artificially inflating the company's CEL holdings on its balance sheets and financial statements. Former Assistant General Counsel Ethan McLaughlin said. Dispatches from Washington and Westminster. SEC Chair Gary Gensler said on Thursday at an industry conference that he would support a move by Congress to hand the Commodity Futures Trading Commission to the power to oversee the regulates crypto non-security tokens and related intermediaries. Gensler added that should Congress give the CTFC prime oversight over crypto, his own federal agency shouldn't be overlooked. He has previously said that Bitcoin is a commodity, not a security, and thus will not fall under SEC jurisdiction. He has resisted giving his views on Ethereum, and many crypto fear that he wants to find a way to bring Ethereum under SEC control. The same day, the White House hinted that U.S. lawmakers and regulators could soon crack down on crypto mining because of its large crypto carbon footprint. In a new report mandated by President Biden's executive order in March, the White House Office of Science and Technology Policy said crypto miners must reduce greenhouse gas emissions with the help from the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, the Department of Energy, DOE, and other federal agencies. They're coming to regulate. Should the industry fail to become greener, the administrator should explore executive actions, and Congress might consider legislation to limit or eliminate the use of high energy intensity consensus mechanisms for crypto asset mining, the report said. Across the Atlantic in London, the British Parliament had the first crypto debate on Wednesday. The UK wants to become the country of choice for those looking to create, innovate, and build in the crypto space. According to Richard Fuller, the Economic Secretary to the Treasury, Fuller also stated that as a crypto technologies grow in significance, the new government formed by Liz Truss is seeking ways to achieve global competitive advantage for the United Kingdom. That sounds promising. So, the important part of this was right here. The three-layer agencies, the 333, the glowies, are coming for your crypto miners. And if you're on my channel, you're most likely a crypto miner. Now, one way we might just get away from this is if Bitcoin goes back to CPU mining, admitting that Bitcoin Gold was right, because CPUs are not high intensity machines. CPUs are not miners, they're computers. The same ones that Visa uses in high volume, creating more greenhouse gases than Bitcoin ever could in order to keep their network up and running. Yeah. So, I don't know what these EPA and DOE federal agencies think they're doing, but they're pointing the finger as far as greener pastures or greener efficiencies go, green technologies go. Bitcoin is actually a niche subject, and it's pretty green. There's only so many cryptocurrency miners out there on large scale. And there's only so many cryptocurrency miners out there on a small scale. These machines, these application-specific integrated circuits, which is most likely the ones they're talking about, you're most likely not talking about the GPU miners, are in limited value, in limited quantity, and are eventually, if you bought from Silicon or anything anywhere near Silicon or just let's see a down distribution of Silicon, the miners are basically going to break down at some point, and this is not really going to be a problem. My colleagues have definitely had lots and lots of issues with Silicon miners, as they tend not to deal with the stress of anything other than a perfect data center solution very well. Bitmains are definitely built to last, or at least they used to be. They're generally tanks, especially the older ones. But we know those are not efficient and can't compete on the stage that has been set by the shovels they're selling now. The S19 water-cooled something, 140 data hash something. Or I think they're up to 200 data hash now, which is ridiculous. And maybe coming out with the 5 nanometers at some point. Next bull run, maybe 2 years from now. We'll see. They probably already have it. They just haven't released it to the public as usual. That's how it goes. Now, me being who I am, anything but ASIC, do I want to see cryptocurrency miners, most likely ASIC miners, get cracked down on? No. If you want to run an ASIC and an ASIC powered algorithm, it doesn't necessarily have to be ASIC power. You could stick with GPUs and stop there. But progress was made. You can do that. That is what the cryptocurrency space is about. The freedom to choose, the freedom to compete, the freedom to innovate. Now, on the opposite end of that spectrum, well, I like to see cryptocurrency miners to get away with this and continue mining on, yes. And does that affect the GPU miners, CPU miners, or any of the other ways you would mine if this was to go through? Like somebody mining Burst or Chia with a mine with hard drives, would they be affected by this? Would the government come knocking on the door for making a few plots on their hard drive, saying that's a form of mining? I would think so. I think they would stretch their long arm of the law from these 333 glowy agencies that far if they ever got a foothold in banning cryptocurrency miners with a blanket umbrella term as cryptocurrency miner. And furthermore, if you just had a malware virus or whatever on your phone that mined cryptocurrencies, does that make you a cryptocurrency miner? Are they going to come take your phone because you're mining cryptocurrency for someone else? These questions have to be asked before this is ever implemented. I would hope that if they go through this, these regulators will go through this, that something as simple as buying this GPU doesn't become a hassle because you have to prove that you're not going to mine cryptocurrency with it. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think? I think this was the important part. Do you think they're going to crack down on the cryptocurrency miners? They've thrown billions and billions of dollars into their cryptocurrency farms, has basically taken over. It was in Texas, they took over a steel mill. In New York, they took over an abandoned factory and made it into something that was productive. I listened to the Bitcoin crash. Do you think they're going to stop that? Do you think they're going to stop the innovation? Are they that threatened by it? Let me know in the comments. And I will see you guys soon.